Hello, I'm Rick Flesher.
Hi, I'm Melissa Rivera.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Lead Teacher Mentor program, Lead Teacher Mentor and New Teacher Support Continuity Plan at Stone Magnet Middle School. Melissa Rivera was a mentee when I was a Lead Teacher Mentor, and since I have accepted another position at a different school, she has taken over as the Lead Teacher Mentor. However, in a couple of years, she may want to move somewhere else. So we think that there needs to be a continuity plan so that whoever takes over or whoever is there in the leadership capacity for the mentor teachers, um, they can keep it going at Stone Magnet Middle School. So today we're going to go over the purpose of the program, how leadership has supported us throughout the years, as well as the SOS Pullout Day and teacher pullout days that we do in addition to that day at Stone Magnet Middle School. We're going to discuss the monthly meetings and ongoing support that we provide, as well as wrapping up the school year in a positive way. We'll also share a Google folder of resources that can increase the sustainability at your school as well as at Stone. So the purpose is to increase teacher efficacy in classroom management and relationships with students and parents. Collective teacher efficacy is, according to Hattie, is the #1 determiner of student achievement. So we would like to focus on how teachers can be more confident in what they do. The mission statement for Stone Magnet Middle School is committed to providing ongoing support to new teachers through collaboration and collegiality to retain and develop highly effective teachers and in turn increased student success. Because without teachers, life would have no class. So in order to have a program or a new teacher support program at a school, it requires leadership to have support for that program. Ms. Bland showed great support for the program when we first started, and it grew over the years, as well as Ms. Campbell. She supported it as well. However, over time, there's bound to be change, and Mr. Poole and Ms. Bombriant both came on and have supported the program just as enthusiastically, and we have added to it during their time there as well.
All right, so some of the things that we were doing regularly, we held monthly meetings, and initially we started with mentor separate meetings and mentee meetings. But come January, we did decide to combine them. We found that it was beneficial because the mentors and the mentees were meeting regularly and they were receiving the same information. This also helped to create dialogue and build relationships among the mentors and the mentees. And activities such as creating your CMA teams can be completed during that time since your mentor is there. And also the teachers are able to update their mentor logs and keep up with those regularly. Some suggested ongoing support. We check in with our mentees weekly and more often as you can. It is important to build that relationship and that trust between your mentor and your mentee. We introduce them to other teachers, especially in their content. We provide them with curriculum and lesson plans if possible. Encourage your mentees to come in during their planning time to observe, or for the mentors to observe them. And for me, as a mentee, this was one of the biggest ones because when we do our SOS and other sessions, the new teachers always ask me, well, how often did you seek support? And me coming in as a second-year teacher to a new county, I still felt that I needed a lot of support. So I was always in Rick's class.
Every day.
Yes, it was a lot, but he didn't mind, and I just wanted to see how he taught and watch his interactions with kids, because of course, as a new teacher, you struggle with both aspects. Um, so I found that to be very beneficial. When you speak to a mentee, provide advice without being pushy. So you can say, in my experience, this has worked, or have you tried this? And I'm sure it will be better received. You check in often for school-wide procedures like 10-day count, attendance, faculty meetings that they understand that they are to attend those regularly, their department meetings, the discipline policy, and in the spring, testing so that they know how to launch their FSA windows. Staying positive, always with your mentee. And one of the things that I recommend is that they avoid the teacher's lounge, not because I don't want them to be social and interact with other teachers, but just to avoid that negativity. So our first part is the survival orientation for success. And this usually happens before school starts in July, in the summer. And what we do is we communicate the orientation date to new teachers by email or phone prior to the SOS date. We outline a plan for orientation. We have an agenda that we'll share with you in just a moment. And our focus on this day is to welcome new teachers, to discuss their mentor assignments, tour the school, and introduce them to the staff so they're more welcome and more comfortable. So here's our agenda. And these are just suggested, so it may look differently at your school. So again, just the new teacher support timeline. We explain the meetings, the mentor assignments, and then we introduce them and take them on a tour. That will be linked in the folder. Another thing here is the mentee checklist. So these are the topics that we cover on that day. And this will also be linked in the continuity folder. And finally, we do a teacher needs assessment just to gauge where they're at.
So the SOS portion of the new teacher support was put out by the BFT and the district through a grant for a while. However, after a couple years of doing that, I found, at least at Stone, there needed to be additional support throughout the school year. And in one of those areas, it was in the areas of technology. During SOS and during the new teacher academy, they don't have access to any of these software applications yet, as their accounts have not been created. So I felt that, doing this during the second full week of school after they've had time to interact with the applications, they obviously are going to have some questions at that point. So it was a good time to come together and answer all of those so they don't have to spend the next several months trying to figure it out. So we did provide new teachers with an opportunity on campus to come in and basically be oriented to these. They are provided substitutes, and as we can see, we do have an agenda, and Miss Reed did come by and also videotape a session of that. So on this day, what we do is we go over, things such as Launchpad, Google, either Google accounts, their share account, any LMS such as Blackboard, Google Classroom, how to check their email, when to check their email. We also are a one-to-one school, so we went over, best practices for handling laptops and managing them within your classroom. Obviously, this is an old agenda because it has Edline on there, but now we do, obviously, focus would be the focus for this day. We also take care of the orientation quiz that day. At the beginning of every school year, we have to complete a quiz for BPS orientation. That takes time, so we like to do it on this day. And if they have to do their child abuse training at that time, we also try to work that in so they don't have to do it on their own. We also try to, on this one, we had our tech integrator, Dr. Bronstein, who is no longer a tech integrator, but she was able to drop in and provide additional support. And so contacting your tech integrator to drop into the school can be very beneficial, as they can do it throughout the school year if they have time.
And from the point of the mentee, I feel like this is really valuable, especially the giving the teacher the time to do these things, because as a new teacher, you're struggling to run around and, basically just survive those first couple of weeks. So the orientation quiz and the child abuse stuff just kind of goes on the back burner. So this is an excellent time to make sure that your teachers are caught up on all their paperwork. And you'll see this kind of same theme through the other teacher support days as well. So now we're gonna watch the video for technology orientation. And again, this is by Bridget Reed, and she just came in during one of the sessions, and we're just gonna watch a short clip.
Hi there, we are at Stone Middle School. There's in his school. I wanted you all to see how this particular program has been set up, and how well supported the new teachers are here at Stone Middle School. Just to give you an idea, they are given a sub for the full day, and so the teachers that you're going to be seeing now have all day to be with Rick. There was a group of teachers yesterday as well. So he gets 2 days of subs to go over all of the stuff that we're going to see.
And the whole video is linked there, so you can watch the whole thing if you'd like. So our next new teacher support day talks about the new teacher induction program and the evaluation system. And this generally occurs in September or the 5th full week of school. Again, new teachers are provided substitutes, so we can provide on-site professional development. Here's the agenda. And on this day, we're taking advantage of the time we have to go over the classroom observation instrument and compare that to the rubric and show the teachers that this is how they will be evaluated in the classroom. We also go and observe a highly effective teacher, and then we come back and debrief and discuss what they observed in those observations. We talk about implementation and some feedback. We also take that day to fill out our annual teacher self-assessment. And then we also identify teacher needs like professional development. Do they need materials or curriculum on this day?
That one was marked January just because the one in part 4 is also, the new teacher support part 4 is also pretty much the same thing.
Right, because the new teachers also have to do another self-assessment in January. So the part 4 induction is the 3rd full week of school, 2nd semester. Again, the teachers are provided substitutes so we can focus on their professional development. The agenda is linked there as well. You're going over the similar topics and you're observing a highly effective teacher and basically supporting the teachers in any way possible on that day.
That day tends to go a little bit quicker because they had already done it before and you don't have to walk them through as much. So you really, on part 4, you have a lot more opportunity to address individual needs.
So then by the end of the year, we're making sure that the teachers are familiar with the closing checklist and closing procedures. We do a little celebration. In the past, we've gone to Broken Barrel and just celebrated our new teachers along with the rest of the staff. We give them certificates of recognition for surviving their first year, and the certificate will also be linked in the resources folder. But basically, we're just celebrating our teachers that day, and hopefully we will be encouraging retention. Here are some links. So links to the new teacher induction website where all the forms are, and then our Stone Magnet Middle School sustainability folder.
So please, if you have any questions or you want any more information, please don't hesitate to email either one of us. I hope this has been helpful. And like I said, don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you.